Hello, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here with your weekly oracle reading. This week from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle, which is a really beautiful deck of a variety of very cool energies and individuals that will help work with you either as supporters or challengers. And in either position, whether it's the upright or reversed, they are helping you. However, it is just a difference in terms of whether you are fully aligned and in balance with their energy or whether you are out of balance with their energy and they are coming in to help you come into more alignment or balance. So it's a really fun deck for that. So, as always, I invite you to go ahead and bring your awareness into the center of your chest, your heart center, and begin to come into your intuitive connection so that you can utilize this as your practice to help you connect with your intuition, to help you with discernment, with clarity, with confirmation, whatever it is that you are tapping in here to work with or receive today. And if there is a specific something that you would like clarity or help on, I am going to ask that you go ahead and bring that into your conscious awareness now, or invite you to do that. And hold that energy while I am allowing the cards to kind of pop themselves out. And I'm kind of taking jumpers and or ones that are really sticking out today. So we'll get one more. That's the one. And you can just again really allow your intuition to guide you, whether it's going to be card 1, 2, or 3 for you, or more than one, or perhaps a combination of all three if that's what you're being called to. I will have the timestamps below for you, and you can go ahead and pop down in there if you need any other information about things going on in the Golden Phoenix community. There's links to the website and information on how you can support the channel and get in touch with me. So I'm going to go ahead and start with card 1 here. And as I start with card 1, I actually just want to bring this closer so you can really get a nice look at the back of the card, because there's a lot of fairy and butterfly energy along with moon energy. And I feel that that's extra important for those of you that picked card 1. It's feeling like a deep energy of transformation happening. And so we'll flip and reveal here. So we have the Lady of the Gift. Generosity, receiving, withholding. And so with her, she is bringing forth, you can see if you're looking at her hand, she's blowing this energy out, and it's actually producing these little fairies, which may be hard to see on the camera, but just kind of paying attention to that energy, that she is blowing forth this energy of abundance, of gifts. And so right away, it feels that those of you who picked this card, you have been holding true to unconditional love to your heart. Perhaps you have been being more generous lately. And on the flip side of being generous, I'm being guided to share that it is now shifting you into a state of receiving, so that you are able to receive gifts and to shift yourself into that state of being, of that divine feminine energy that's more about receiving versus giving. And in this, there is a lot of, there's little crystals down here and candles and this really soft, calm, soothing energy. There's also a little bit of a glimpse of a castle in the background. And what I'm hearing with that is that there's this energy of like you getting the keys to your own castle. And that's kind of part of the gift. Now, take that in whatever way that resonates for you. That's not necessarily obviously saying, oh, you're getting keys and you're going to be the owner of a castle. What I'm feeling with that is you have the keys to being able to receive the gifts that are coming forward for you. So when we are in a space of holding the vibration of generosity, when we give freely, and even with the energy of withholding on there, it feels important to point out that it's not about giving all the time. So sometimes there are going to be times when withholding is what is called for. And the lady of the gift is inviting you into a state of discernment to know, when is it time to give, when is it time to receive, and when is it time to withhold. Because as much as you may be a natural giver and wanting to, put forth things, it might not always be a time to do that all the time, because life is about maintaining a balance. And so really beautifully, the number 20, which breaks down to 2, is about balance. And so coming into a balanced nature of how you choose to give, receive, and withhold gifts, information, anything that this might pertain to in terms of what you brought to the reading today. And so really allowing yourself to also reflect upon all the gifts that are already permeating throughout your life. So there is a lot to be said about us investing time in reflecting upon the things that we already have versus focusing on that which we don't have yet that we want. So when we get ourselves into this state of reflecting on the gifts that life has for us, on the miracles that surround us all the time, that is the vibration and the energy that we start to embody. And not only embody, but then we start to radiate it. We start to breathe that magic into the world. We start to breathe miracles into the world. We start to bring gifts into the world. And it doesn't even have to be that we're doing that consciously. It simply becomes that when we align ourselves with the energy of generosity, receiving, and knowing when it is appropriate to withhold, when we are in balance with those things, it will be this natural manifestation that flows from us like our breath. We don't consciously have to tell ourselves to breathe, right? I mean, we can, of course, adjust our breathing, our depth of breath, and all of that beautiful stuff. However, this is speaking to when you embody and come into balanced alignment with these elements, then your life becomes a gift. The breath that you breathe into the world becomes a gift. Your words can even become gifts to those around you. And it's not about you having to think, oh, what I'm about to say is going to be a gift to this person. It's rather you are in balance within yourself, within your heart, in such a way that what flows through you is bringing gifts of generosity and of love and compassion and kindness to those around you, just as a natural function of you being aligned with this energy and in alignment in a balanced way. And so coming back to that energy of you having the keys to your own castle, it is through you embodying balance in these energies that gives you the keys to unlock all the gifts that you have ever dreamed of, perhaps even since you were a small child, that you don't even consciously in this moment necessarily recall having. And so I am really excited to see what gifts are going to be coming forth, not only to you, but which you are going to be naturally birthing to those around you. So thank you so much for those of you who picked card 1, sending you so much love and light, and have a wonderful day. I'm going to move on to card 2 here. Card 2 we have as an ally here as the Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance and higher knowing. And so right away, just these beautiful green colors, and we have our owl friend appearing here again, who has been making pretty consistent appearances in the readings lately, bringing in that higher wisdom, as well as a butterfly down here for transformation. And so with this divine guidance and higher knowing, I'm seeing that this owl spirit is coming in once again. So perhaps those of you who picked this card may have picked one of the previous weeks that had the owl in it. And it is a really beautiful time for higher wisdom being brought here to our physical plane. And so this is inviting you to really be in a state of connection with the divine, whatever the divine is for you personally. And this green color that's radiating with this beautiful woman energy is connecting us to the heart chakra. So, trusting that the divine guidance and the higher knowing, the pathway to that is through your heart chakra. When you are in your heart, when you remain in your heart, when you are consciously focused on being in your heart as much of the day as possible, this is putting you in alignment with divine guidance and higher knowing, being able to flow through you as a clear and perfect channel for grace and for wisdom from the higher realms. So, this spirit whisperer is coming to you now to whisper wisdom to you from the higher realms. And in order for you to be able to receive that, it's going to be very important not only for you to be in your heart, but for you to also connect with the natural elements. So while it's subtle, there is this essence of the trees around her. And it's really coming through strongly that the more that you can connect with the natural world by going out in nature, the more that you'll be able to listen clearly to the energy and the wisdom that she is speaking. Now, the fact that it is coming through as the spirit whisperer is really indicative of the fact that these messages are going to be given to you in a very subtle and quiet way. Now, what I'm seeing with that is it means in stillness, in deeper connection, in meditation, in times when you are allowing yourself to be again in that heart chakra. So you are in your own higher knowing and higher consciousness connection. So if you are running around busy in a lot of high energy, like that's all well and good if you're taking action and you're getting work done. But this particular energy and guide is not going to be giving you the messages of higher wisdom when you're in that state. This particular one is calling you to come into the heart, to come into more stillness in order to receive these messages in these beautiful, subtle, nuanced ways. And so the more you can sit, even if you were to go outside and sit and just observe, you're going to be able to receive that wisdom. And it might be through sounds, and yet it might also be through visuals or through sensations that you feel in your body. There is this wisp of energy on her back here that's like, I'm seeing it and feeling it as this energy of the divine guidance coming in through sensation. So maybe you'll receive like tingles, or your like hair might stand on end, or you might have temperature shifts in your body. Whatever sensations you experience when you're getting that higher communication, that's one of the signs that you will receive to know that it is the spirit whisperer that's bringing that information through. Now, one additional note with this, with the butterfly, though it's one and it's subtle, it feels to me that this guide is wanting to bring you transformation that will awaken a connection with even more higher knowing and wisdom from the higher realms. And so she is inviting in this energy of the divine feminine, whether you're masculine or feminine, of course. It's all about that divine feminine energy of transformation through connection with divine guidance, listening to the intuitive guidance that you personally are receiving above all else. So there will be people in our lives around us telling us things, agreeing and disagreeing with us, and that's all just part of life. And this is also part of bringing you into discernment of what's best for you based on your higher knowing. And only you are connected with your own personal higher knowing. You are the one who is connected with your intuition, and it is an important time for you to sink even deeper into that so that you can receive the very specific messages that you need at this time in order to help you transform in the ways that you're meant to. So this is really calling you to set aside the beliefs and conditionings of those around you and to really step into your own higher knowing through your connection with your personal divine. And this is a really beautiful energy that I know the more that a person connects with, naturally, the more you will align, the more clarity you will have. So thank you so much for picking card 2. I'm sending you tons of love and light and blessings. Take care. And moving on to card 3. And this one we have as a challenger today. So I will show it to you in the upright, but when they come in this way, its energy is here to kind of challenge you a little bit. So this is the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Discernment, clear vision, and details. So with this particular guide, you can see that there's these really interesting elements at play here with him. There are a lot of books in the background, so there's a lot of energy of wisdom and sort of higher knowledge, and also we're getting the wand with magic. And then down here, interestingly, there is a little mouse and a magnifying glass. And the mice are very, very beautiful little beings that I know a lot of people have been having challenges with recently, actually, in my community, oddly enough, and yet obviously not oddly, because many, I'm sure, are tapping in. And this is a really beautiful animal totem that helps us with looking at details and with not only discernment but scrutiny, as is in the title of the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. And what the mouse helps us with is to look at the details of things. It allows us to shift our perspective into such a way that we are going into the details. So not just looking at the overarching energy, but coming into a space where we can look more clearly at what's going on in the fine details of the situation that you're dealing with. So whether that's a project, whether it's a literal contract, whether you're writing a book or you're working on something that has a lot of different elements or details to it, this Ringmaster of Scrutiny is coming in to tell you that it is time to really get clear and to look closely at what is in front of you. And the energy of discernment is coming into play because it's going to be up to you connecting with your intuition in such a way that it allows you to feel into which aspects of whatever it is that you're wanting communication or clarity on, really looking into discerning with your intuition what is best for you, rather than looking at what is best for anyone else in the situation. This is really about you being clear about your vision, about your life, and what is going to be most ideal for you personally. Now, there's also the energy of there's two fairies in here. So we have one that's sort of in this more restful and one that's kind of looking off into this future energy. And so with this, I am really feeling that there is this energy possibly of choice, decision, uncertainty, and this is where the discernment is coming into play, that you're being invited to be discerning with your decisions about how you want to move forward with something. So when we are working on anything in life, whether it's a project or perhaps you've been taking time to dream about a new reality that you want to manifest. So we do ultimately benefit quite deeply by allowing ourselves to go into a dreamer state where we dream up our projects, our ideas, and we create a vision for what we want that to look like and be like. So we've got that clear vision, right? We need to put that clear vision out to the universe so that our guides, angels, ancestors can all help bring together the elements necessary for it to manifest in the physical world. However, if we stay in this state where we're choosing to not choose to move forward with it, to start to move from the dream stage to the details, we can't manifest through the magic into the physical world. So this is calling out that perhaps there's been things that you've been wanting to do, you've been dreaming about them, perhaps for a long time even. And there has been that dreaming and you're like connecting with the magic, but there hasn't necessarily been focus on the details, looking closely at what will it actually take to manifest that in the physical world, gaining through knowledge, wisdom, the books, that energy, gaining through all of that, how to manifest it into the physical reality. And so he, as a challenger, is coming to say, you have perhaps been in your dreaming state or perhaps not looking at the details of a situation in such a way that will allow you to move forward. So he's inviting you to start to shift your dreams into reality by doing whatever research or looking at whatever details you need to with great discernment from connection with your heart and higher source to bring them into the manifested reality, to take those dreams and bring them into the physical world. And so this is a beautiful message and time to not only navigate those details if you already have something in front of you, but to also begin to shift from dream state to detailed, clear reality and manifestation. So thank you so much for those of you who pick card 2, sending so much love and light, and I will connect again soon.